How could you love a woman and then turn around and let a man bend you over? Ain't nobody bending me over. Oh, so you doing the bending. I want some of your brown sugar. I want some of your brown sugar. I want some of your brown sugar. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. This is Brownsugar Commentary, and I'm your girl, Kayla. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more videos about Black entertainment, Black womanhood, and whatever stuff I talk about this week. Alright, let's get right into it. So, the time has come. I felt like, September marked 2 years on YouTube, and I thought, what better way to celebrate 2 years of Brownsugar Commentary than to make a chaotic ranking of all Tyler Perry films. As y'all know, my everything wrong with Tyler Perry films, whatever the name of that video is, it is my most watched video. If you have not checked it out, check it out. I drag Tyler Perry films for filth. But I felt like this was the best way to commemorate 2 years on the YouTube. And aside from everything else, thank you guys so much for 2 years. We are almost at 500 subscribers, which would make us halfway to 1,000 subscribers, which is amazing. So if you have not subscribed, I really urge you to. And if you are, share, like, comment, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell whoever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you guys so much for rocking with me for 2 years. If you've been here since the beginning or if you've been here since this year, whatever it is. I mean, this year has been a little bit more chaotic than the first because a lot of things going on in life. I have not been as consistent as I would like, but I'm just happy to still be here doing what I enjoy doing, which is making these videos, okay? Imposter syndrome do be kicking my ass sometimes when it comes to this YouTube thing, but it is what it is. I'm going to keep doing it because this is what I enjoy doing, period. But yes, we're going to be going through Tyler Perry's filmography. I'm not really going to do the TV shows because, I feel like in terms of TV shows, I have not really watched any of them other than, the OGs, like House of Pain and Meet the Browns. And I did briefly watch was it For Better or Worse? I think that's the Marcus and Angela show spinoff thing. Other than that, I've really seen little bits and pieces of the Have and Have-Nots, little bits and pieces of Sisters. Really haven't watched enough of those shows to judge them. And we'd be here all day anyway. So we are going to be sitting here ranking the Tyler Perry films, okay? We're going to be ranking them. Let's discuss my categories / rankings. So first we have iconic, and iconic simply just means exactly that. The movies that are iconic, quotable, the ones you can rewatch and watch. And while objectively maybe the movies are not good in many ways, I still don't mind them and I enjoy watching them all the time, and that type of vibe. That's what iconic is. Next we have 10 out of 10 recommend. This is the God tier movies, the movies that are cinematic masterpieces, the movies that give all the things, the movies that I would watch that I think are genuinely good movies, okay? The next we have is What the F Did I Just Watch? Which is, once again, pretty self-explanatory, okay? The movies that I watched and I was like, what the hell was this? Why did I watch it? Why does it exist? Yeah. The next we just have Can Gwan, and that simply just means, it wasn't horrible, but it also wasn't great either, and it was just it's not really hurting anybody to the point where it's at the what the F did I just watch category. But like I said, it's not iconic or 10 out of 10 either. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the never going to watch, which is the ones that I either just refuse to watch, I might get around to one day, or I might not. And I'm just not pressed to watch it. And I feel like I said, I've watched a good majority to where I didn't feel like I needed to watch it before making this video. So, without further ado, let's start the rankings, honey. So, the first one, we have the one that started all, the 2005 hit classic film, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. This is obviously going to go in iconic. Cause come on. Number one is the one that started it all. Who can forget this movie? Kimberly Elise did phenomenal in it. She ate the frick down. I mean, we have hit lines like "Stop blowing those bubbles." Okay, we have the classic scene with the two of them at the dinner table, and she slides that salad at him and talk about some. Christina's gone. She took your things. She took her things and some of yours, and she left. Okay, you know, so many the thing when Madea basically chops the entire house in two. The call the popo ho, the wire hanger. Need I say Shamar Moore's wig? Need I say more? It's only right we gotta put Diary of a Mad Black Woman in iconic because it is. It is. Like I said, is it like technically the best film you'll ever watch? No, but you will have a good time, and that's what matters. Is a black woman suffering? No, but this is the one and only movie, I believe, where the woman actually gets revenge. Now, in my opinion, if I was Helen, this movie would be 5 minutes long. The moment that man tried to drag me out the house, he wouldn't even have to drag me out because I'm just going to leave and get Medea's gun and kill that nigga. That's just me. This is whatever. But, you know what I'm saying? It's makes a good film. Good film, okay? Iconic. Next week, family reunion. You already know this is going in iconic as well. Two for two. We're giving very much iconic. Once again, who can forget? That Shaka Khan the Shaka Khan song played at the beginning of this movie is so damn good. Like, I would literally watch that movie just for that beginning sequence with the Shaka Khan song. I don't even know what the name of the song is. I will probably have to look it up. But I love that song. And I love that the way it's used in that movie. I don't know why. But yes, this movie, once again, iconic. Grip Ball, a young Keke Palmer. Okay, I'll see you at 3 o'clock. The family reunion part. Shaking, gyrating on this land. Rest in peace to Cicely Tyson, because that was a read. She was shaving the girls, honey. Okay? I have a man who loves me. Why was that lady's voice so deep? No shade of deep voice. I feel like I have a rather deep voice for a woman, but like her voice is funny. I'm sorry. Okay, we have a young boys, Kojo Paris in the springtime. Johnny Gill makes an appearance at the end. Fun fact about that. When I saw this movie in theaters years ago, I was in the Bronx at the time, and that scene when he came out and, you know, started to sing, a woman yelled out the F slur. And I was like, at the time I didn't know what that meant, but I knew it wasn't anything positive, but I was just like, huh. And every time I watch that movie, I think about that woman and why she said that, because it was literally so, when she said it, like, the theater got dead silent. Like, we're like, what was that about? But anywho, like, I could go on and on about Madea. I think, like, that's one of, I think I enjoy it even more than, I enjoy this one even more than Diary of a Mad Black Woman, I think. Lynn Whitfield did the evil mama part well. Like, it just ate. And who didn't want that wedding at the end? Like, come on. It was just a good time. It was a good time. Once again, is it a great movie? That's up for debate. But it was a good time, and that's all that matters. It's nostalgic. It's great. Like, why not? Next, we have Daddy's Little Girls. And Daddy's Little Girl is going to go in Can Gwan. I know maybe people might put it in the iconic category, but like, other than the Julia, you know, Megafulia, what do y'all really remember about that movie? Except for Idris Elba being fine. Nothing. And I think a lot of people would put it in one of Tyler Perry's best, but I don't think so. I think the movie was solid. I do think that I don't like the fact that Gabrielle Union's character had to essentially get humbled and kind of brought down a peg to be with Idris Elba's character. Because be for real. Let's be for real. Like, let's be for real. In real life, you got a big lawyer corporate job. You gonna be with a mechanic with 3 children and baby mama drama? You're not. Her friends were right not to be a little skeptical. They were. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, you're not going to convince me that that's realistic. It's not. And like I said, when it was Mr. Good Deeds, where Tyler Perry was playing like a similar role, I guess, you know, his character didn't have to get humbled to be with a person that made less than him or whatever the case may be. Because that's not really my problem. It's the fact that it just felt that the things that Gabrielle Union wanted as a single successful woman were not valid. Like, she just needs to chill out and humble herself. I don't see why she couldn't just find a man, even if he had 3 kids and he had a big 6-figure job. I don't see how that could have been the same narrative as well. That's just me. I'm just saying. Sorry. But yeah, like, other than that, this movie, there's not much to remember other than Idris Elba beating that man's ass in the middle of the street. And like I said, the Juliana Megafoolia. Like, that's it. So I wouldn't put it in iconic. And I wouldn't put in 10 out of 10 would recommend. I just think it can go on. It's not the worst. It's not the most egregious thing Tyler Perry made. But it's also not his best. So moving right along. We got Meet the Browns. And Meet the Browns will also go in Can Gwan. Other than the It's Your Granddaddy. This is Your Granddaddy. And the My Daddy Was a Pimp line. Like, what else do you remember that movie? Not much. Not much. Why? Also on a side note, why did they have... What is that? Lance Gross's grown ass in this movie as Angela Bassett. Who are we fooling? That nigga looked 35 with a mortgage and 2 kids. What high school is he in? What high school? Quickly. What high school? But no, this one is another one where it was solid. It has a solid storyline. But like I said, not nearly as iconic as Diary of My Black Woman or Medea's Family Reunion. It's one that I can completely skip. It does have a young Chloe Bailey in it, which is cute. But other than that... yeah, there's not really much about this plot. It was kind of boring in my opinion. Like I said, other than like the Mr. Brown antics, I guess, but like we've seen it in plenty of Madea movies. So like, is it iconic? No, it was cute though. It was cute. And it's certainly not the worst, but not the best either. So it can go on. Then next we have the 2008 classic, The Family That Prays. And if you watch my video enough, you should know exactly where I'm putting it. And it's going in 10 out of 10. Would recommend, would tell a friend. Tyler Perry's best movie to date, okay? This movie is everything and then some. It had the right amount of chaos, the right amount of tomfoolery that Tyler Perry is known for. But like I said, it ate the frick down, okay? Solid cast, okay? Alfre Woodard, Sanaa Lathan, Kathy Bates, okay? Robin Givens. Who am I missing? There's somebody else I'm missing. Taraji. Good freaking movie. Like I said, that is what Tyler Perry's bread and butter lies, and I wish that he made more movies like this because it would eat the frick down. I do think that this movie probably served the foundation for like the haves and the have-nots. It gives me that tease. But like I said, the movie just did what it had to do. The chemistry, especially between Kathy Bates and Alfre Woodard, is unfreaking matched. And those scenes with them going on their trip together was the highlights for me. But like I said, the antique with Sanaa Lathan and that white man, and then her talking about my son is a Cartwright, and she got the dog S slapped on her mouth. That's the one time I will condone violence. It's fictional anyway, but it's the one time because Nia was nasty down, and that just shows what a great actress she is because she's never played roles like that for real. Like she's always like the sweetheart, the girl we love. Like she was nasty to everybody in the movie, and she was a great villain. And I want to see her be a villain more because it was good. It was good. Like I said, I could go on for days and days. Y'all let me know if y'all want to see an individual video why I think that The Family That Prays is a cinematic masterpiece, but y'all let me know because I'll do it. But yes, 10 out of 10 would recommend, would tell a friend. Excellent, okay? I completely skipped Why Did I Get Married? Why Did I Get Married? It's gonna go in, I'll put it in iconic. I'll put it in iconic for y'all. The first one was solid. Now, I have many issues with this movie. A lot of people think that it is Tyler Perry's best movie. I don't think so. I think it's cute. I think it's iconic. I think it's quotable. It's rewatchable. But I don't think it's Tyler Perry's best because I have many things wrong with this movie. And we don't have all day. But all I'm going to say is this. I will never understand why Mike's side piece had to come on that vacation. What was the point? Other than to cause chaos, I get it. But, like, there could have been another way to depict Mike being an asshole, which he was doing pretty fine on his own, then you had to bring this woman in here. Because, like, it never made no sense to me. Like, how do y'all have this woman who has no friend? It's not like she went to college with them, and let's say she had a husband. The husband either died or he got a divorce, but she's still, like, cool with everybody. So they bring her around type tease. Like, no, she was just a random. That was Sheila's friend, and Mike's side piece. Like, what? It's just like, y'all just wanted to show how that this man is just the nastiest man possible. And it's just like, eh. I also don't think the character of Angela aged the best to me. Sorry. I know y'all gonna throw tomatoes at me. Love me some Tasha Smith down. But I do not think that that was the best representation for the dark-skinned girlies. It wasn't. It was not. Considering she was the only dark-skinned lead in this movie, I gotta put my colorism hat on and say no. The hooping and hollering, especially in the second movie, more so the first though. But I mean, she was iconic. That boom thing at the dinner table, loved it down. But yeah, all the husbands are trash in this movie. Sorry. Like, even Tyler Perry, trash. Sorry. I just think they all suck. And I also think they're shitty friends to the women. Like, that just goes to show you, like, couple friends don't really work. Like, it's never gonna be equal on both sides. So it's just like, eh. But somebody said this about when Janet Jackson's character told her to make that pros and cons list. I'm like, if you gotta make a pros and cons list about a nigga, divorce that man or break up with that man, because there is no pros. Go ahead and leave. Go ahead and leave. But not too much on that. I'll tell you, I'll put an iconic for y'all. Okay, I'll put an iconic for y'all because it was. But yeah, it's not Tyler Perry's best though. The next week, Madea goes to jail. And if you watch my video about Tyler Perry, you know exactly where it's going to go. It's going to go in What the Hell Did I Just Watch? What the hell did I just watch? There's nothing iconic about this movie. Nothing. Yes, there are funny moments like the Dr. Phil interaction and the I Killed AD Men thing. Get it, understand it, but it's not as iconic as the other films that I mentioned. And I think the plot was all over the place. Too much going on. And the movie did not have a clear direction as what the hell this movie was about and who was the main character. And it gave all my problems got solved because of a man. And I don't care for that at all. Sorry. Yeah. I'm like, how many of y'all really go back to Madea's Goes to Jail? Out of all the movies, do y'all really go back to that movie? You don't. Cast 8, Viola Davis, my boy from Sister Sister, Keisha Knight Pulliam, Derek Luke. Solid cast, but once again, that's never the problem. I just think, like I said, this movie could have been so much better had Madea been completely taken out of it, and I stand by that. And like I said, it's not as iconic as the others, so it's gonna go in What the Hell Did I Just Watch, period. Okay, next we have I Could Do Bad All By Myself. This is gonna go in Can Gwan. It can go in Can Gwan. I think Taraji has a solid performance in this. Mary J. Blige, I think, is also in it, and Gladys Knight, and I think BB is in this, right? Is that who's in it? Yes. So solid cast. But this one is not that memorable. Like, I know the plot, so to speak. And I know there's that scene with that Tyler Perry hate him because he never played a good role to save his life in his movies. But the one where she damn near electrocutes him. But like, other than that, and also Taraji got that wig, and I cannot stand that wig she got on that poster. I hate that wig. But this movie was alright to me. It wasn't great. Wasn't iconic, but it also was like a chaotic mess. And it also wasn't completely like heinous compared to some other chaotic things that Tyler Perry has done. So I don't got much opinions on this one. Yeah, it's gonna go in Can Gwan. Should Precious count? I don't know if Precious should count because it's not just a Tyler Perry thing. That was like a Tyler Perry, Oprah, and Lee Daniels thing, and we all know about Precious at this point. We got Why Did I Get Married To? Oh, I could go on for days about how I feel about this movie because the way I feel like this movie was so damn unnecessary. Like, it was so damn unnecessary. And that ending, why did my mans have to get killed? Why? Why? You can't explain to me. Number one, I don't think that Gavin and Patricia, out of all the couples, should have been the one to get the divorce. If we had to make somebody get a divorce, I just feel like, yeah, forced conflict with them because the conflict they had in this movie was very similar to the first one. And it didn't give me grounds for divorce. Like, I kind of can see it, but not really. Like, I just think that, and I feel like all of them were just rehashing the movie, like the problems they had in the first movie. So like, how did this was made better or worse because of this movie? Like, I just don't. It was giving everybody to get a divorce, to be honest. But that man's death was not necessary. I don't like. You think that Janet Jackson's character is okay after that. She is really responsible for that man dying. She is. Because while I get it, like, he was a bozo and a clown for taking her money, but you got money, I'm assuming. Sue that nigga. Why are you following this man and harassing him at his job down to the part where he get in the car and all of that? This man got hit by a truck. Tomfoolery. Tomfoolery at its finest, and I don't forgive Tyler for that. Tyler gonna have to see Gav at the pearly gates while he gets taken to the hot place. I'm sorry. I'll make the rules. Like, ain't ready to get a divorce. Like, it's like Tyler Perry's wife still trifling in this one, but he's just stupid for not leaving her. Angela and Marcus still got trust issues. They need to break the hell up at this point. Like I said, Gavin and Patricia are still dealing with the fact that with the baby, you know, whatever. And I'm like, but that scene where Janet tears up that apartment or condo, whatever the hell they were living in, that should have won an Oscar. Y'all, Janet acted her ass off in that scene. But why did they do like 2 more? And I think we're going to have to do a part 2 for this because we are only just getting into the 2010s. So yeah. So Why I Got Married to, unnecessary. What the F did I just watch? Ridiculous. And there's nothing even that iconic about it other than Janet Jackson tearing up that house and that man dying. What else did you get for that movie? Unnecessary. And then, like I said, you with Jill Scott and that man, like, y'all just drummed up conflict because, you know, she had nothing else going on. And why the hell you had her helping that man because he was dying? Mike could have died. Why couldn't Mike just die? I don't understand. Like, that was like a red herring, I think. But, like, because I remember they kept teasing, like, somebody's not going to make it or something, like, in the trailer. And y'all remember that? It should have been Mike. The end. Yeah, it can go and it can go on. I mean... This one's going on what the F did I just watch? Okay, for color, girl, he hit me with the double trauma in 2010. Let me tell you something. Another movie I have very strong feelings about. This is going in what the F did I just watch? A movie that was just nothing but trauma and pain and suffering. What was the goal when this movie was made? The best thing about this movie is Janet Jackson. And you know what scene exactly I'm going to talk about. How could you love a woman and then turn around and let a man bend you over? Ain't nobody bending me over. Oh, so you doing the bending. Tyler Perry wrote that line and had Janet Jackson and Omari Hardwick recite them lines. There's no way y'all filmed that with a straight face. There's no way. There's no way that y'all did this. That movie, I have so many feelings. And maybe one of these days I will make a complete video about the atrocity that is this movie. One day we'll get to it, but today is not that day. But you've seen the movie. Trauma porn across the board. It wasn't about black womanhood. It wasn't about black women coming together despite, you know, unfortunate circumstances that black women have to go through in America. None of that. It was just trauma. Trauma. And I think it's a disservice to the play, in my opinion. I never got to see the play. I have, like, the poems and stuff. The book that has the poem and stuff like that, but I've never got to see the play. But I'm sure that this didn't do anything for anybody. I'm so sorry. The best thing also, though, acting-wise, is Loretta Devine and that monologue that she does about someone left without my stuff. That is probably one of, like, my favorite, like, I don't know, like, favorite, like, I guess, what is that? Monologues, poems, like, I've ever heard in a movie. Like, I think Loretta Devine did that justice, and it was so good. But other than that, and you doing the bending thing, this movie is horrible. And it did nothing for nobody. Everybody suffered. What? Yeah, so on that note, we are now reaching, like I said, to the 2010s, and we're going to do a part 2 where we will continue to rank Mr. Tyler Perry's filmography. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in part 2. Peace out.